Yo, 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 yo. Okay, just started.
Okay, awesome. So, bienvenido al podcast Axios Fux.
What does that mean?
Dude, you're going to have to learn Spanish to know what that means, okay?
Welcome to the podcast, the Axios Fux Podcast.
¿Cómo estás, mi amigos?
Sí.
Me amo Christian. So I'm learning Spanish. I'm in the process of learning Spanish. But now let's roll the intro, Vasily. Go.
Roll the intro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it called
It's the video that I sent you.
I think it's just
I'm sorry, guys. Vasily wasn't prepared. Vasily was not prepared.
It should be somebody that I used to know by Goatee. Goatee.
No, I sent you the video.
I know it's
You were just supposed to press play. Literally, that was your one job.
Well, let me see. Is this it?
Yeah, I think so. Is that the one that I sent you?
Actually, that's the wrong one. I don't know what's the name of the song though?
I had to actually screen record.
I thought it was called Somebody Save Me.
it was.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
But you can't pull it up. I had to screen record.
What's it called?
For all of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, this is
What's it called? What's the show?
Introduction.
What's the show called that song's in?
Smallville. Somerville's in Boston. For anyone that's looking to move there, we can help you do that.
Yeah, this is wrong. Yeah, we'll find that later. But it's Somebody Save Me. If you guys have seen Smallville, with I think he's Superman, like the original Superman or whatever. Not the original, but
yeah, not the original. He was just there was a show. It was called Smallville. That was like a long time ago.
Clark Kent. Yeah, dude, I still watch those. Up until probably last year.
Really?
Yeah, pretty solid. Dude, we need someone to do that for us. So if someone knows how to do this stuff, I know you can do it through GarageBand. You can put that audio in there and then just go over it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyone that can help us with that would be huge help. Vasily's not the most tech savvy, so anyone that can help us do that. Also, I appreciate everyone that watched the last one. It got 140 views, just about, right?
Yeah, 100%.
And that's not including on Spotify. So that was big. And then all the people that reached out, I appreciate you. I know we got at least one rating, 5-star review, and a bunch more people that said that they would do it, which is awesome. Also, Vasily's course launched today, right?
If it's 140 people, though, sorry. If there's 140 people, we got to get more. So for us to do this, and continue to make them how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be raw content, but you guys gotta like it. Leave a comment, even if it's crappy and you hate. If you hate me or Christian, you guys can put that there too, because I'd rather that than nothing. To know you're at least watching. Honestly,
I agree. Just rate us 1 star.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it's not 5 stars, we don't.
Yeah, just be honest.
Actually, if it's 4 stars or up.
No, yeah. If you hate it, then just don't do anything. Just don't do anything.
Yes. And we have the YouTube version. So obviously, the main thing is you guys are listening mostly from Spotify. But we also have the option for to watch this on YouTube, and you can see my camera that's all shaky.
Low quality, really bad quality. It's okay.
I got a comment about the fact that I don't have AirPods. And maybe
you had them,
and maybe the Sound quality is not as good as if I had AirPods, but guys, we're just working on this. Okay. These are just like the
Dude, you sound offended now.
oh, do I?
Yeah, a little bit. It's okay. I'd be offended
Okay.
too if someone said my quality.
No, I mean, I thought the voice quality wasn't that bad.
No, these
I
are
thought
good.
it was good. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Dude, let's talk about, first of all, number one, why don't on airplanes, why have they not put in a system where you can use Bluetooth? Every time I get on a plane, this last year, I've taken like 7 or 8 trips. Every
Mhm.
single time I don't bring headphones, and I spend, I think it's $12 or $15 for throwaway headphones. You know
Oh,
what
so
I'm saying?
you're saying why don't they let you what?
Like I always have AirPods, but they still haven't updated their systems where you can use Bluetooth. On
Your AirPods don't use Bluetooth?
No, like the planes, you know how whenever you want to watch their movies, there's still
Right.
plugins.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know why.
We're
I
about to
really
put
don't know
someone on
why.
the fucking Mars. We're about to put someone on Mars, and they still can't figure out to put Bluetooth in our planes.
Yeah.
You know, um,
I don't know. I don't know why that is.
it's ridiculous. But yeah, my course did come out, my real estate course. If you don't mind,
Uh-huh.
Christian, just state that. My real
I
estate
do
course.
mind.
Okay, well, it's fine. Whatever.
No,
Anyways,
I'm just kidding. You can go.
the real
No,
estate.
I actually mentioned it and I reposted it today.
Oh yeah, you did. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's getting a lot of people. A couple people actually reached out actually now. It says they're licensed. I don't even know if they have a brokerage yet. So if you're someone who's not in a brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
um, I'd even be willing. Christian could talk to you. I could talk to you about
Mm-hmm.
what type of structure would fit you. Because where I work is totally different than where Christian works. Kind of that structure, for sure.
I wouldn't say it's totally different.
Well, I think
Would you?
yeah, okay, fine. Not
Would
totally.
you say it's totally different?
Well, dude, we're brick and mortar,
That's true.
you
That
know.
is pretty different.
So like,
But we also have offices. So if you're talking about that, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
We just don't own any offices.
yeah, that's true. Even though
You
I
know
saw
what I mean?
one in San Francisco,
What?
I saw an EXP office. You remember that?
Yeah, some people choose to. So what he's talking about, just so that you guys know, I used to be with a company. I'm not going to mention the name, but it has initials KW. And they obviously, I mean, just like every other model, they have brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
So we just do not pay. We don't own any of our offices, but we do have offices that you can that we have access to at the Regis offices. But that's what he's talking about. But what were you saying about like new agents or something that were reaching out to you?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're signed on anywhere. And my course kind of goes over that a little bit, but it's the you get your license. I go over it in a video actually. You get your, and there's like a write up. You get your license, and then for me at least, I think the day I got my license or the day after, I signed on to a brokerage. And
Mm.
the stage in between, if it's more than a week, you go into what I call like limbo, the limbo stage,
Uh-huh.
and that's where you get super excited you have your license, but then you have no directions. Then a lot of people probably just don't even get into action, and then they don't even ever use it.
But you're
So
telling me this happens? This happens to people that you've seen?
yeah, of course they'll get their
Oh, and
license,
then they don't even use their license?
they don't ever use it
Wow.
because the build up to getting the license was so like such a big deal for them. They're so excited to
Mm-hmm.
get a license, and then they don't sign on to a brokerage immediately,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't continue to have the ball rolling. So like my course kind of is talking about how um, you set on the path, you get your license, and you immediately just go into something else. So it's like a snowball effect. Once you
Yeah, no, that's really smart.
you sign into a brokerage, and immediately you get in production.
I like that a lot. Yeah, no, I think that's really good. What I find is that when whenever I'm already in motion, it's easier to continue to take motion. So an object in motion continues in motion, right? So if you guys, like what was saying, if you guys get your license, let's say you've been studying so hard for the last 3 weeks, you get your license, you've been doing all this work, you start your and then you don't decide that, hey, I'm going to join a brokerage and start these introductory classes, and you're just stopping, when things should be continuing to like move forward.
It's that saying. It's like you give work to a busy man. You don't give work to someone who's not busy.
If you want something to get done, you give it to a busy person.
Yeah.
You don't give it to somebody who only has like a couple things to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So for me, dude, like I'm packing my days. Like, dude, I can't even tell you. I have like, well, now it's kind of now it's on the decline. I really pushed it this last month in December with, if it's not just real estate, it's putting this course together. Obviously the workouts I'm doing, and then a lot of time in studying course. And it's like a snowball effect. Like you said, like I'm just so busy that I continuously finish tasks in like a efficient manner, right? If I don't have much to do, then I'll like procrastinate these things.
Yeah.
What do you got? What is that?
Oh, this is just B1. B1 vitamin.
Dude, it looked a little weird.
Did you want some?
No, I'm good. Dude, those are the these are the best Vita Bulk. Yeah, these are the best. Yeah,
vitamin. B1. If you guys
Dude, that makes your piss, I think, mad. Like I remember I first had those, and then I took a piss, and I thought I was gonna have to go to the emergency room. I think it turns it so yellow because the B1.
No, I think that's vitamin E.
No, dude.
I don't think it's B1 because B1 is in like energy drinks. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you could be right. It's true.
And I know you have like bang energy drinks every day, right?
Yeah, dude. Like I'm a dude. That's like a whole nother
no
topic
matter
to talk about.
No matter how dry my mouth is, no matter how dry my mouth is or how thirsty I am, I always continue drinking caffeine.
Yeah. There's no stop. There's no stop, dude. Especially an energy drink does not fix the thirst. It's like,
no, it doesn't. It makes it worse usually.
I honestly think, dude, eventually I'm gonna try to get like sponsored by like Bang Energy or something, or like one of these pre-workouts, or maybe make my own, because it plays a pretty big role in my life.
Yeah, I mean, it's like motor oil. and it's just one of those things that this is health advice, so just drink more caffeine.
Yeah, just drink as much caffeine as Dude, I've done the energy drink in the morning, the afternoon, and at night, and you just feel, dude, you don't feel human at that point. You've completely just destroyed your body. Like 900 milligrams of caffeine, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, when I drove up to Massachusetts, I probably had 1,200 like grams or milligrams. So I drove 24 hours straight.
Yeah. Dude.
And then another 24 hours straight back.
Dude,
down to Massachusetts. Like, no sleeping.
For me, I'm just like, I always think about it like, there's going to be, like, I would be totally the person to, unless our bodies, dude, are so used to it, but I could totally just see I used to get so nervous about drinking Red Bull and thinking I'm going to be that guy. There's a video online of a guy drank like 20 Red Bulls, and then they opened up, or they could see the palpitations in his chest.
Oh, wow.
Because it's just too much caffeine. I think he died from it.
Yeah, I don't know. I still think the jab is way worse.
Yeah, I would think so too.
But okay, so did you want to get into some of the topics?
Yeah, dude, you wanted to talk about, I think the first one to talk about,
Was the idea of always negotiating. So you guys, if you have listings, right? Let's say you have let's say you have a listing and you've already conversed with your seller about the fact that, hey, we have 10,000 of wiggle room right here. Like, let's say it's for 300,000 and you're like, hey, seller, like, what would you be, what are you okay with getting? Like, let's be realistic. Like, if we can
what's
get
the
an
bottom?
offer,
What's the bottom? Like,
yeah,
yeah.
what's the bottom? Like, if we can get 290, like, are you going to accept that? And then they say, yeah, right? Let's say they say, oh, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get an offer at 290. And then what do you what what is your first reaction? You may be in need of a commission right now, and you may not want to tick off those buyers. You may not, maybe the conditions are really good, the terms are good, and the buyer's like, hey, we'll close in 30 days, this is cash, whatever it is, right? It could be cash, it could be conventional, it could be FHA. 290 first, that's the only that's offer that's come in. Maybe it's 45 days in on the market,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, hey, dude, I need this commish, right?
Okay.
So what do? Do you tell your seller, hey, you really got to take this because they don't want to budge, but you didn't even talk to them? Because that may be your initial reaction, right? And I don't blame you. You need the commission. You got them that amount that they said was their bottom. You're not bad. You did your job, right? But there's a couple reasons, just even beyond the fact that you shouldn't do that. There's more reasons why you really shouldn't do that, and we're going to get into a couple of those right now. Which I'll start with the first one. If you give something away for free, let's say, for example, Vasily's course. He has a course that just released today. If he were to release that and I don't even know what the price of the course is going to be, but I'm just gonna say what I think. Don't even say it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say if it's anything under $300, you're giving it away for free, and people will not value it as much as what it's actually worth. Because here's why. Do you know that Tom Ferry's coaching I got for $1,200 a month? I didn't continue on with it, but the first month was $1,200, and people have great experience with that. I'm not going to say anything because I didn't go through it, but I know what the process and the system is. And for what you're getting, now I'm kind of going down a tangent, but basically what I'm saying is that if you give something to somebody with no pushback at all, like, hey, you can have this for free, or you can have this for 290 even though we're priced at 300, like your validity is already out the window because you said it was worth 300 and now you're saying it's worth 290, and you're just taking it without any resistance. Now there's ways to work around this by saying, oh, I talked to my seller and they said they're going to take it even though we're at 300. But the reason that you want to go to that buyer, to your seller, you're going to tell them, obviously, hey, this is what we got. This is what we should do. We should counter it with 295. You cannot be afraid to lose the buyers, because by you doing that, you are inadvertently giving them another reason that house is worth more, and that's a valuable product that you do not want to give away. And if you give it away at that 290, you are allowing them to devalue the home in their head before inspections happened, before anything else has happened. And you just did that without doing anything besides accepting it, and just kind of your legs got weak, just because you probably saw the money.
No, I like that, because I'm thinking like, okay, how I'm interpreting that is like, basically you're saying if you just accepted at 290, if you accepted at 290 without any pushback, it makes them think, it would make me think, if someone accepted it immediately, I'll feel like I'm actually overpaying.
Mm-hmm.
If
automatically, without anything else.
No kickback. So how I do things And at the end of the day, if the seller's like, it's the seller's job, you're just supposed to give them, directions. I mean, they can choose whatever they want. If you say, this is what I recommend we do, and they say, no, I want to take the 290, I don't even care about anything else. You got to follow what they say.
Of course.
But
you're their counsel.
Yeah. Your duty is to get them the highest, the best offer with the least amount of terms and conditions, and the quickest close.
And to solidify the deal, because sometimes sellers, they haven't been through this process and they don't get into the nitty gritty. They don't realize that, hey, if you want a more solid deal, this is actually going to help with that. Reason being is because if they have to invest more money, they're going to value it more. And if they feel like, yeah, you can make them feel like, hey, you got that $5,000 off, but $10,000 off with no pushback, just saying, hey, this is it. It can raise a red flag. I'm not saying it always will. I'm not saying that this is not something that you should ever do or always do. I'm just saying that more often than not, you should always counter, even if it's a small amount.
Yeah,
business is business, but
typically will be like, I'll be like, okay, I'll typically say if someone offers me 290 and the seller wants 290 and I'm saying they gave us 290 so easily, I'll be like, okay, I want at least 10,000 more, I'll say. So I'll counter at 310, let's say. At that point, they'll come to 300. And boom, just like that, just because
Wait, can you say that again? You said if the house was listed at 300?
No, so if my client just wanted 290, the offer came in at 290, there's no offers on the table, and we can talk about this after too, but they offered me 290, the house is on for 290, and I say, hey, listen, Mr. Seller, I think I can get you 300. Could I take the reins and counter offer at 310? And he goes, yeah, of course, you can get me more money, why not? So I counter offer at 310. A lot of the times that person will come back at 300. This has happened so many times.
Really? So you actually more than it's listed for?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. Yeah, it does not matter. If it's on for 290 and I'm like, if I'm just like, and they didn't ask me questions, so this can be a buyer's agent's fault too.
I didn't even know you could do that.
You can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Because you have times when you have offers. Let's say you have a property on for 500,000, right? Mm-hmm. And you have 10 offers. And the 10th offer is two offers are the same. One is 600,000 with an inspection. The other one is 600,000 with no inspection, right? Mm-hmm. They're both similar, but one has an inspection, the other does not. So obviously the one without an inspection, there's probably less possibility for that deal to fall apart, right?
I see. So you're talking about almost like a bidding war, right?
Yeah. If there's only
You're not talking about if there's just one.
But that's the thing. This is where we can get into something else. If the buyer's agent does not ask, this is such a stupid thing a buyer's agent can do. They won't even ask you how many offers are on the table. I've had people submit offers above list price and there's no other offers on the table. I'm like, you're stupid.
Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. Yeah.
So dumb. So if you're a buyer's agent, number one thing you should be like, is there any offers? Can you disclose the price on these offers? Because in some circumstances they can. But if they can't, at least see, is there any offers? If there's no offers, why would you pay full price?
Yeah, exactly. And Vasily just said something that a lot of buyers, they don't know. And that I feel like it can come off as an agent that's lying, right? Mm-hmm. So if a buyer is working with you, it's their duty as a realtor. And it sounds like, it sounds a little, because I know realtors that they really are on their high horse about the ethics of a realtor, right? Yeah. When in reality, they're probably it can be blown out of proportion when you know that they probably aren't the most ethical person. And it's always that. It's always those people, right? Isn't it always those people that are just like, I'm the most ethical, that are always not. But anyways, so
defend yourself. You have to defend yourself saying you're ethical, dude. You're not ethical.
Yeah, especially when you're like, okay, why do you have to say you're an ethical realtor? Why can't you just say you're an ethical person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As if going through a course that's 2 hours is going to make you more ethical. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a realtor course. Anyways, so a lot of buyers, they don't realize that we actually aren't able to get the exact price of the other offers on the table. So when we advise you, and if you're a realtor listening, you have to advise your client like, hey, there's 3 offers, or there's 1, or there's 2 offers on the table. They can't tell us much about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've had realtors that don't say anything. I've had realtors that say it's over asking, or never really have I heard, oh, it's below asking.
Yeah.
So we don't know that. We don't really know that. There could be, we'll hear, oh, there's 1 or 2 or 3. They can tell us the amount of offers on the table, but not the exact price of that. So you have to advise your client and be like, hey, listen, I'm on your side. I want to get, you can be honest. Hey, I want to get you to buy this house, or any house, because that's how I get paid. And I don't know much about this offer that's coming in, but, or that is in, maybe there's 2, maybe there's 3, there's multiple offers in. We don't know the price. They could be below, they could be at asking, they could be above asking. But, I'm never the realtor that's going to be like, hey, let's go 40 above, no inspection, all, everything waived, and, as the first thing, and then not even ask for, ask for, what is it? Is there any offers?
Dude, you gotta ask, dude, I got really good at this. It's like, there's a couple questions you ask. So number one thing, I always, dude, a lot of the times I get my offers accepted, not even because the offer price, but because I do things that secure the
Communication,
dude. This is what a lot of agents I'll talk to, I'll call on the phone and they'll be like, oh, wow, it's nice you called. No one calls. They just send it through email and they say, hey, listen, I just sent you an offer. It's like
crazy. Yeah.
Dude, I'll go on the phone, get on the phone with these agents, and I ask them a couple different questions. Number 1, do you have any offers on the table? Mm-hmm. Number 2, what's the optimum timeline that your seller wants to close, right? Mm-hmm. What's the best, like, is it a quicker close, or is it farther out? And number 3, is your client more set on the price, the terms, or the conditions? And a lot of the times they'll tell me, of course it's the price, but the conditions are a big deal. And then I'll ask, okay, with the offer that I sent through, which part of my offer do you think could be better?
Wow. Yeah, no, that's definitely going above and beyond. I can be honest, I don't do all of that.
Yeah. A lot of the times they'll tell me conditions. So the only conditions in terms it could be is the appraisals, timelines, or the amount of money down, or is there an inspection? So I look at those 4 things. What would I think, based off of how many offers this person has, is holding them up from accepting mine?
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that is definitely something that's needed if you're in a multiple offer situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can understand that now, because I know the type of homes that you're putting offers in on. I mean, some of them, what's the most amount of offers that an agent told you was on a house?
Probably like 30, 40.
Yeah, that's insane. That's actually crazy. Like, I don't think I've ever had that many offers on any home, you know what I mean? And I think the most I've ever had was maybe 10 tops.
Yeah.
Even that, I'm not sure. So yeah, you can,
that many, unless you're super underpriced.
Yeah, exactly. You're probably super underpriced, or it's just like one of a kind type of home.
Like a lot of the ones that we list, me and the guy I work with, we usually probably get between, I don't know, typically between 2 and 4.
Yeah, that's like average, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So unless there's something wrong with the house, and then you're like also underpriced, so that like people are putting offers in and then just pulling out every time.
Yeah,
that happens.
It's like I get it. A lot of realtors just, I'm gonna do 10%. What do they typically do is 10% below market value, and they don't find what market value is, and they end up going 20 to 25% under. And I'm like, and then they'll call me, oh my God, Vasily, I have 100 offers. Like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, dude, you have 100 offers. Probably 50% of them are garbage. And then the other 50 are just probably equaling what the house is actually or should have been listed at. So this whole like stupid thing of underpricing homes, people underprice it too much.
Yeah. Well, at the same time, that's not easy, because working with sellers are smart, and they also they don't usually do that.
Yeah, they don't feel comfortable.
Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like I work with a lot of sellers that just getting to market value can be tough. Negotiating down to market value. Because I work with a lot of investors, and they usually aren't very emotional about their like I mean, sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I don't know who's more emotional about their price, if it's like, your typical, family trying to sell their home they've lived in for 20 years, or if it's an investor who put in 30, he needs to come out with 20 or 50 after he put like some work into it. I don't know who's going to be more. What?
I think that's actually a good thing to think about, because I would say with an investor, like the number they're coming out with isn't really emotional. It's more like, okay, I need this X amount of dollars to make this purchase make sense.
Right, but they're also coming from a point of, hey, this is like almost like a commission to me. This is like a commission for all the work that I've done.
Yeah, that's true.
Versus, oh wow, like, we have 160,000 in equity. Oh, geez. Yeah. Like, so that's why I think in that sense, I think it might be an investor is a little more emotional when it comes to the selling, because a buyer, when an investor is buying, that's when he's not emotional.
That's correct.
But when an investor is selling, because every investor knows when you're buying, that's when you're buying. Yeah, that's when you get the value.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. When an investor is selling, they want to preserve that value and get the most profit. So I think they're actually going to be more emotional when it comes to that.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's probably right.
But so we were talking about these offers, right? And we were talking about these multiple offer situations, and how you have this process of asking all these things. And I think trailing back to that, what we ask before we put an offer.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it was. It was what you ask before putting an offer. So obviously, like today, for example, I just, toured about 5 to 6 properties with my buyers in the last couple of days. And we're putting an offer tonight. Immediately, the first thing I asked, just like what Vasily said, is, hey, first couple questions about the thing. Is this new? Is this old? What's the wood? What's the floor made out of? All those type of questions. What's the HOA fee, etc. And then, hey, are there any offers on the table? And I also asked, hey, what is do you have the inspection results from the last buyer? Reason being, my buyer can save some money if they already know what happened in the last inspection, because it's a brand new unit, right? So
a lot of the times, I mean, it would really suck. I mean, if the last buyer's agent, I've seen that this has happened to me before. The last buyer's agent on a property I had, they did an inspection, and then he sent me the inspection report. And you typically, on the list side of things, don't want the inspection report, at least here in Mass, because then you have to disclose everything that's found. So I never request as a list agent for the... Because then, let's say they say there's termites, the roof is a piece of crap, there's flooding in the basement, whatever it may be. As long as I don't know it, I don't have to disclose it. As long as the seller doesn't know it and doesn't tell me, I don't have to disclose these things.
Isn't it only if they ask, though, in Massachusetts?
No, a lot of the times you have like a seller's disclosure.
But if they don't ask for seller's disclosure, and they don't ask, hey, tell me about the roof, or what's wrong with the roof, or how old is the roof, or let's say, like, what about that? If they don't ask.
For me, at least, on my side of things, I wouldn't know exactly, because I I try to get that all out because that could cause a situation. I just say whatever I know, whatever's known by me, I disclose everything. I will not.
Yeah, I do that as well, and the reason being is mainly because you guys are going to go back to the drawing board after an inspection if you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just not going to trust you that much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After an inspection, if that's what turns out, it really doesn't do you any benefit holding anything back.
And if you disclose it on spot, and then they do an inspection and they pick up all those same things you disclosed, at that point you can't really negotiate. I mean, you told them. You told them.
Yeah.
So if you're asking, I already told you the roof is shit, and now you're trying to negotiate with me because the roof is shit. Your offer should have been, or was equivalent to knowing that the roof was shit. You know what I'm saying?
But they will, if they don't want the house, they will find.
They'll find a way.
And they'll find a way.
Yeah, which they have the right.
Yeah.
You have the right to
Yeah.
do. What was the second topic you were talking about?
The second one was as far as feedback to listing agents. So one thing that is so beneficial if you are getting like a home, or if you have a new listing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you are expecting a lot of buyers, right? You haven't listed it yet, but you can actually, a couple things on showing time, you can actually make it so that it sends out an email to the listing or to the buyer agent asking for feedback. A lot of times agents will not do those. They will not waste their time. They will not respond. But one thing that they do really respect is when you call them and ask for honest feedback.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad situation where a buyer, like even the meanest of agents, I will call them and be like, hey, listen, like, tell me honestly. And sometimes the mean agents, they'll be most honest. You know what I mean? They'll be like, hey, listen, like, the fridge smelled like crap. It was stinking up the whole unit. The curtains, whatever it is, they'll give you the honest feedback. Or
I think you should have the seller. I think you should have the seller deal with that situation. ... And I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, and the beauty of that though is that the more honest you get the buyer's realtors to become to you, is more honesty that you can literally screenshot that and send it to your seller.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to say who it was, right?
Yeah,
Probably don't want to. You just say, hey, this is from, because to be honest, I've had sellers, and this will give you guys an idea as to what like crazy sellers I've worked with. I've had sellers that told me, you told them to say that. You told them to say that and to send to me.
That's not the lady from here, right?
That is Natalie.
Was that her name?
Lady from there. Yeah.
She was crazy when you had me cover for you. Like,
yeah,
dude, I think
she
you
was
like
nutcase.
Go hang out like Rhode Island, and you left me with her or something.
Yeah.
And, I went in that house and I was like, hey, can we turn the lights on? And she's like, was not down for that.
Oh my gosh. Let me tell that small story. What time are we at, by the way, right now? Do you know?
Dude, to be honest, I don't even know. I don't even know how to check.
Well, we started at 6, right? What time is it now?
6:47. I think we started a little after 6.
Oh, so just to give you guys like a little bit of an idea. So my first ever client was the Antichrist.
Dude, you have to cut this. You have to cut this part. This has to be, you have to put this on your Instagram because it's actually geek out. I love the story. Cut this.
Oh, geez. Oh, well, hopefully I can recall it as good as I remember it. As I remember telling the story. So this lady, I remember the day that I got the listing. So I went in, I think it was for sure, it was an expired listing. Yeah. So she had already had bad experiences with realtors. And I go into her unit. It was a second floor townhouse in Braintree. Mm-hmm. And I go in and immediately I'm like, okay, this is pretty nice. So I go and I sit down in her little office nook. It was like an 800 square foot unit. I sit down with her. I was so desperate for a deal, guys. Okay. I was so desperate. But this is why, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Okay. Beggars cannot be choosers. If you're going to beg in this industry, you're going to get burned so bad. I'm just being honest. You have to do it. You have to do it.
I got burned. Yeah, we both got burned.
Yeah. But you should tell your story after. So what happened is I sit down. This lady is a diehard Catholic Russian lady, right? Okay, so she was basically the female version of Drago from Rocky 4.
Oh shit! I think that's good.
Right. So I'm sitting across from her. I'm begging her, in not really begging, but I'm just telling her, hey, listen, like, I know I can sell your home.
Hungry.
I know I can sell your home. And honestly, if I looked at myself in like, from her point of view, I would have just been like, damn, like, this guy wants this bad. Like, just give him a chance. I know I was sweaty. I was sad. I was like, oh shit, this is tough. I had probably made like 1,000, 2,000 calls just to get this crappy lead. Just to get this crappy lead.
Middle of the summer, it was mad hot out.
Middle of the summer. Geez, I think I was wearing the same shirt I was wearing today. That's crazy. So I was sitting
across right now, right?
No, I didn't go show homes and eat or beat. So I'm talking to this lady, convincing her why, you know, she should sell it with me. And a lot of these clients, they're extremely unreasonable, especially with the price. So I'm just like, listen, you tell me what you want, I'll sell it for that. And that's the winning line. If you want any listing, if you're in desperation, you ask them what they want for the home, and they tell you, you tell them, you got it. Okay. You got it. I know I can sell it for that. Okay. That's that'll get you any lead. Okay. Honestly, and then you just have to prove it.
At that point, dude, honestly, like, at that point, you might have to just do that stuff. I mean, you might just because the thing is,
trust me, I'm telling you, like, you have to overpromise and overdeliver.
Yeah.
You wrap
the deal up.
What was that?
Like, you can wrap the deal up. Let's say you get it overpriced, and based off how the market bears, like, you can work with it and go down a bit, you know?
You can. And hopefully, yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Getting the deal is senior to selling the deal, right? So you can't sell anything unless you get a listing, right? So it's always senior to get the listing. Always get the listing. Do not leave without a contract signed. After you get the contract signed, then you can work with the price, right? So it's always senior to get the listing than it is to sell the house. So because it's almost like what Grant Cardone says, customer acquisition is always senior to customer satisfaction. Yeah. Customer acquisition is always senior to customer satisfaction. So as far as this deal, so I get the listing. As soon as that happened, she immediately, I sold her on me being the agent to do it. So at this point in time, I was not spending money on marketing. I took pictures with my iPhone, which should not be an excuse for you guys not having listings or you guys not, whatever. I've sold multiple homes with just iPhone pictures, but she immediately said, hey, can you sell this bureau too? I was like, yes. She was like, can you sell my bed? I was like, yes. Can you sell? She made me put everything on OfferUp, all of her furniture.
It's like a spell, dude. When you're in that situation, like, dude, they will.
Yeah. They will take full advantage.
You'll say everything. It's not a bad thing. You'll say yes to everything, and they're like, wow, this person is unbelievable. They'll do anything. Yeah.
You have to. You have to be the problem solver. You have to be the guy with all the answers. You have to be the person that God sent. Okay, which gets into the nitty-gritty of this story, which is that's actually what I was. like this turned into such a religious situation
Yeah, I remember
that everything turned into like
the Bible.
yeah, exactly, like, hey, God told me last night that we need to get this sold within the next 15 days. I didn't say that. She
Yeah.
told me that. She would email me these things, extremely nasty things, telling me that I was not acting godly,
Oh
because
my.
I would bring over buyers that she didn't like, just crazy things, right? Like say terrible things about, the clients that I would bring. So here's what basically happened, right? I spent like 45 days diligently finding buyers, bringing so many buyers through that home. She was emotionally like very, very abusive, right? So, so she would tell me that the end of the world is coming, and that's why she has to move to. I'm not going to say the state, but so that she can, continue on with her journey to save the world. And so what happened is,
My God, dude.
she ended up what?
I'm just remembering like after we found out about her, like
Oh my gosh.
I
Oh
don't know, can we
geez.
say that? I don't know.
I don't think so, but
You
we
probably
might as well.
yeah, okay.
Um, so what happened is I brought this lady who was very interested in the house. She loved the house. Um, and immediately after, that lady was like, okay, well, I'm going to sell my home first. That's already under contract. And then I'm going to buy this. 2 weeks went by. And my seller, when you start realizing, when you have any intuition that your seller is going behind your back to talk with a buyer, you have to tighten the, I guess the, what?
The reins, tighten the reins.
Tighten the reins, because something bad is about to happen. And that's exactly what happened. But I was at the point where it had gone so far, right? So this is what happened. The seller reached out to the buyer, and still to this day, I don't know if the buyer went around the buyer's agent's back. Actually, sorry, scratch that. The buyer didn't have an agent. The buyer didn't have an agent. It was a perfect storm for my seller to capture this buyer that I had procured, and basically sell her home on her own.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what she did.
Deal. Don't pay Christian.
Yep. So she cut me out of the deal. And here's how it happened. So she had told me that God told her to cancel everything, that her plans were no longer going to continue, and that she didn't want the contract anymore. It actually had nothing to do with me at this point, because I had been bringing so many buyers. I was I was never disrespectful. I was never confrontational about anything. Like, I'm the type of guy who, if I need a deal, I'm going to tell her, hey, listen, like, you can lecture me on Catholicism all you want. I'm still going to help you sell your home. I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm not going to leave and say, oh, this lady's crazy, she's trying to convert me to Catholicism. Trust me, like, I'll take your point of view. If I should be Catholic, I'll listen to it. Okay. Yeah. So basically what happened, fast forward, I was eating pizza in Rhode Island at Pepe's or something, and I get a notification on my phone from Zillow, and it shows that my listing was sold. It said it switched to sold. Yeah. And this was only a few days after, and this is how I know it was the buyer. This was only a few days after. And also, I got a call from an attorney, and he called me. He said, hey, Christian, like, I'm doing this deal, but like, it looks like you procured this buyer. What are you cool with getting back? And I said to him, I was like, listen, man, that was hell. And to be completely honest, if I can just get my $300 back from, like, I think I paid for like some marketing materials and I think I actually did end up getting some professional photography. So can I get $300 back? I didn't get anything, by the way.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, well, sorry about that. I was like, no worries, dude. Like, dude, I'm happy to be out of this situation. So lo and behold, I didn't get anything for it. I was just happy to be out of that situation. And that's kind of what I got. And that was, that is worst case scenario for the first deal.
That is worse.
That's my story.
We both pulled in really bad instances. And I'll go over it like the next time, but we both pulled in really bad instances when you're just trying to, you just say yes to everything. But in the beginning, that's kind of what I go over. Like, now you know how to spot someone like that. That's
exactly.
In my course going over with new agents, there's a piece of it talking about being the yes man, and that's just saying yes to absolutely everything until you have to say no. Until you have to say no. So if it's a deal, if someone wants you to sell it and they're a little crazy, just sell the house and deal with whatever you go through. Because I went through a freaking roller coaster my first 2 or 3 deals, like the most stressful situations. And even like a 60-year-old man probably would die in their sleep from a heart attack because I was so freaked out. Yeah, that's crazy. She was crazy.
Yeah, she was absolutely crazy. But so, did you want to do some final thoughts or final words before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I just want to go over something real quick. So I saw Kanye West. Kanye West. So this dude's divorced, I think, or he's going through a divorce, and this dude will not take no for an answer. He just I saw he just bought a house for like 3 or 4.7.
I think it was 4.5 or something.
4.5 right across the street from Mrs. Kim K's house.
Kimmy K. Yep. So she I think he just bought that house. I don't know if it's in spite of her, but I know for me, one thing's for sure. If I wanted my ex to think about me so bad that I can just go buy the house across the street for 4.5 million and get a bunch of news articles written about me and about that situation, I'd probably do it too. I mean, I don't know how much Kanye has, but.
So is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down? Would you say that's like a thumbs up situation?
Dude, that's definitely a thumbs up situation. Only because he can do that and make articles like, and she definitely like. I think he did what he was planning to. I think he just wanted to be like, hey, listen, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what his goal was, but I think it was just that, hey, listen, like, I still got it. It's kind of like a screw you type thing.
And is it a neg?
I don't know, but it's definitely something like that. And I think it worked. I think it worked because he made articles. I don't know.
Dude, maybe he'll get back with her. I mean, maybe he'll get back with her. I mean, that's a boss move. That's like.
I think it is.
That's not taking no for an answer.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. If you can buy a house that you're not going to live in for 4.5 million just to make news articles, I mean, crazy.
Dude, let's wrap this up, but this is going to be the song. I think this is it. Dude, all these YouTube ads. So yeah, Smallville is going to be, Smallville, the opening credits. And we're going to put this in professionally. I mean, eventually, but for sure, we just got to figure a way to do that. And I just got so many things going on, but this is what it's going to be. Right, this is what it is. Did
you guys get it? Because we're saving you with our knowledge.
Saving you from all the bullshit. That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. All the pitfalls.
So, okay, Christian, well, let's wrap this up. We're going to do these every Monday. Every Monday at 6 p.m. We're going to start recording them. Do you want to put this one on tonight? Let's do it tonight, dude. Let's blast it. Okay, we'll put it on tonight. Blast it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Axios Fux. Axios Fux. You guys have to drop a comment. Send it to someone who's trying to get into real estate, or just want the truth, because everyone's with a lot of people are just liars, and we at least want to be real. But okay, dude. Well, I'll catch you later, and I'll get this thing uploaded.
Okay, thanks, bro.
Okay, dude. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.
Talk to you guys. Bye.